Space, the final frontier. My name is Captain Foley, and these are my adventures. Captain's Log, Stardate 201512.14. Welcome back, everybody. I got a few new things to show you guys, and I got quite a few comments to go through and a little bit to talk to you about today, so let's get right to it. First of all, there might be a new ornament or two on the Christmas tree, on the Trekyards tree. Sylvia ordered me the REDUX Romulan ship. It finally came. If you've been paying attention to Trekyards, the Facebook page, which you should be, you would have seen pictures of it already. But here it is here. Nice ornament. It's got a good size to it. And I got it facing off against the Galaxy class right there. But alas, it's got a Defiant and another Galaxy class swooping around behind it. So I think it's pretty much owned. Also, if you follow my unboxings at all, I just got my first sci-fi block, which is the second sci-fi block from Nerd Block. And with that came a little Tribble screen cleaner. Computer screen cleaner. However, it makes the perfect little Christmas ornament to hang on the tree there, as you can see. So there's two new additions to the Trekyards tree. So that's the first order of business. Next thing on the agenda is we're just going to get straight into the comments and questions and get those sorted out, get those done. Like I said, there's a few things I want to talk to you about at the end of this video, so let's get right down to the nitty-gritty of the Captain's Log today, shall we? So the first comment or question is from Twisted Sister, also known as Horatio. He has been the guy that's been doing work for the Trekyards page, I guess. He's making a 3D model of the Stuart Foley class Dreadnought. So his question is, where do I get the blueprints or schematics to model it in 3D? I work in Blender and or 3D Max. So he's been doing some tutorials on how to do some 3D rendering in, or 3D create model building, not really rendering, I don't know, in Blender. And he's up to episode 5 now for the Dreadnought. They're usually about 40 minutes to an hour. Last one was 27 minutes. So episode 5 on that, he's got the secondary hull shape done. Now he went with the wide body design. That was actually a modified version. One of the fans modified it to have a dual hanger at the front. So it's got a wide body, which is good. Cal, the original designer, he likes the modified design. We're going to model the ship in 3D in both forms. And we're going to be using those in a future Trekyards episode talking about the Foley class Dreadnought. Now, the wide-bodied double shuttle bay configuration one is going to have a backstory behind it on why it never went into production or why it was a variant that never really caught on. So that's all going to be mentioned and taken care of when the actual technical manual comes out that the Stuart Foley class is going to be in, which is really cool. It's a CBS licensed book, by the way. I don't know if you guys knew that. I'll talk more about that a little bit later. But so yeah, Horatio's been doing that. I've been putting all the videos, all the build videos up on Trekyards. So, and the Trekyards, also the model building and showcase page, just so that you guys, if you're interested in learning 3D or anything like that, you can go check that out and learn the process and see the ship be built, which is kind of cool. I've been watching them, and there's not a lot of talking a lot of the time, so it is sometimes boring, so I apologize, but it is worth checking out because there's some cool stuff, and to watch him kind of do it and manipulate those lines and those pixels is awesome. So definitely check that out, and thank you, Horatio, for all your help in that regard. And I've been talking with him back and forth now and trying to figure out one or two little modifications or things we want to see changed, and I got to get Cal involved in that process. So Cal, I need to message you a little bit later today, and there's one or two things we had talked about, Horatio and I, last night, about the Dreadnought struts, perhaps. So we will get into that and see what you think of that. Okay, the next one is from BS Dandrum 27. I'm Daniel Archer and Con Shawnery on the Star Trek Online fleet. That's funny, Con Shawnery. Let us know when you plan to get on, and we'll go do a PvE mission. Merry Christmas, Captain. PvE. Player versus everyone? I don't know. Like I said, my Star Trek Online's rusty. I don't know all the lingo. I don't know all the shortcuts and all that stuff. I mean, I'm learning that as I go. But I've been trying to get on more often. My brother actually, last night, we did a space battle against each other, a few of them, and he showed me a lot of cool little shortcuts and tips and tricks for battles, which is amazing. So thank you, Steve, for that. But yeah, definitely I'll let you guys know when I'm going on next. And yeah. This next one is also from BS Dandrum 27. Have you done a Trekyards on DS9? I love that station. The design is so bold and drastic from what we are used to when it came out. I remember not really liking it and thinking it was boring, but now I'm debating that it might be one of the best series as far as story arc and character development. The design is so neat. We have done a Deep Space Nine episode-ish where we've talked to Rick Sternbach about designing it. We still haven't done like a mission briefing on it or a full episode, so those are coming down the pipe eventually, obviously. But yeah, we do talk to Rick about the design, and I believe that was released quite a while ago. I'd have to double check just to be sure, but just look up Trekyards DS9. You should be able to find it. I'm pretty sure there's a designing with Rick Sternbach on that one. So yeah, absolutely. As for the series, yes, absolutely. The series story arc and just storytelling it's a very dramatic storyline, and it's something that kind of mirrors the events around World War II. I mean, stuff you couldn't make up. So I find it very intriguing that way. It makes for a better story. It is one of the best Star Trek series, if not the best, as far as storytelling goes. I know the first 3 seasons are really rough to get through and kind of hard to swallow. There's some bad episodes, but I mean, that's going to be said for all Star Trek, especially the first 3 years before they kind of get their legs. So yes, I agree with you 100%. And I didn't like the aesthetic at first either. I'm not a big Kardashian. I'm not a fan of them either, but a Cardassian fan as far as their aesthetics go. But I got to say the DS9 that Rick Sternbach created for the series is a ton better than the one that Doug Drexler designed to replace DS9, Terra Nor, that got destroyed. If you haven't seen it, look it up, the Doug Drexler DS9. Doug, I love you to pieces, but that is the ugliest space station I've ever seen in my life. I just gotta say, it's not nearly as pleasing as the Deep Space Nine that we've come to know and love. So there you have it. Actually, it's from Dantles 1992. So that is why you didn't send me a fleet invite. But I'm in the fleet now, so it's all okay. Yeah, I didn't know how to check my offline friends requests when I went into Star Trek Online. A few of you told me. I don't remember now offhand. But I did go in and I accepted all the ones that were there. Last night I was on, I got 2 friend invites while I was playing. So, yeah. Sorry, guys. Like I said, Timothy Champion, he is the one you want to look up on Facebook if you're interested in the Star Trek, the Team Trekyards Star Trek Online fleet. He's the one to talk to. He's the one that's in charge of the fleet, the day-to-day operations. He knows Star Trek Online inside and out. He's worked for different fleets before, so he's in charge of the fleet. Myself, the captain, and the Commander Calkins, we pop on every once in a while just to check up on things and see how it's going. I got to admit, the starbase is getting there. I still can't do anything at my starbase. I can't change my uniform. I can't alter my ship. I can't change my ship. I can't do any of that stuff. So we need to work harder, guys, to get the Team Trekyards fleet starbase up and running to full operational. At least I can transwarp there now, so that's a good thing. We are moving up. I think we're in tier 2 or something, so we're getting there. But with your help, we can definitely get there faster. So guys, please go on and play. I don't know how that works exactly. Like I said, I need to talk to Timothy myself. We are going to be doing some special Star Trek Online events. Timothy, myself, Commander Calkins, my brother Steve, who's also one of the members in charge of the fleet, and a friend of Timothy's, I can't recall his name. But we are going to be going in and doing a filming session to kind of introduce you to the fleet, introduce you to us, show you guys one or two things, and kind of get some buzz generated for the fleet. But I don't know when that's happening. Probably January, because we're very busy. Well, at least Samuel and myself are. So stay tuned for that. There's also going to be in January a Star Trek Online. I don't know if it's going to be for the month of January. I believe it's going to be for the month of January, where we do mission briefings on Star Trek Online ships for the whole month, like we're doing fan-created ships this month. So stay tuned for that as well. So there's lots of cool Star Trek Online stuff coming up. Next comment is from Michael Gardner. He's just referring to something I said in my last Captain's Log. Some father and some whiny-ass little shits. I'm talking, of course, about the guy that wants to ban the Slave Leia outfit because his kids, what's that, Daddy? Well, anyway, he didn't know how to explain it to his kids, so he wants to have it banned now, even though it's been around for 30, 40 years. I mean, seriously, get with the program. But anyway, a show based post-Undiscovered Country, pre-TNG, at least the Abrams prize would be gone. He's talking about the new series, of course. I agree with that. Something pre-TNG would be nice to kind of fill in that gap, kind of like the Enterprise C, Rachel Garrett kind of era. That'd be awesome. As for the Abrams prize, I thought about that, and you know what? CBS does not have the rights to the Bad Robot stuff, the movies, so I'm pretty sure that the series is not going to be anything related to the JJ verse. Fingers crossed, right? So that's something that you got to consider too, that they don't have the rights to that. CBS and Paramount or Bad Robot, I don't know who has the rights for the movies, are two separate entities, and even with merchandising and stuff. So I don't think that the new series is going to have anything to do with the JJ verse. So fingers crossed, guys. Next one is from Mellotron. There's a bunch of back and forth on this. I'm just going to read the main one. I know you're a fan of Star Trek Armada 2. Did you ever play Star Trek vs. Star Wars mod for Armada 1? Also, what race do you identify with most in Star Trek? I did install the mod for Armada 1 years and years and years ago with the Star Wars vs. Star Trek. Never really played it too much. I don't think I got it to work properly, to be perfectly honest with you. I wasn't very good at modding, so I would have liked to have played it. I can't remember ever playing it, but I do remember getting the mod for it and trying to install it, and then it not really working proper. I don't know. I don't really remember. It was so long ago. Yeah, I would love to definitely try it out in the future. So, as for which species I identify with most, as with every game I play, I always pick the humans. I always do. I'm always the Federation when I play Starfleet Battles with my brother. He's generally the Romulans, although there's the times where we change it up, where I'll be Klingon. I try not to go too exotic with the races that I pick, especially in Star Trek. Like, in Starfleet Battles, you got the Interstellar Concordium, you've got the Andromedans, the Kzinti, the Lyrans. I try not to use those because they have devices like the Hellbore device and the Plasmatic Pulsar device and expanding shield generators, stuff like that. So the weapons, you need to look up the rules on them, first of all, whereas the Federation and the Klingons are pretty straightforward. They've got the photon disruptors, that'd be cool. Photon torpedoes and disruptors and phasers. And even the Romulans have the plasma torpedoes, stuff that we know inside and out. So that's generally what I go for, is the humans. I always identify most with humans in any game I play. Even like World of Warcraft, I would never play an orc. I have a Klingon character and a Gorn character and a Romulan character in Star Trek Online. I never play them. I played the Romulan a little bit. The Klingon, I got through one mission, I think, with the Bird of Prey, and that was it. And the Gorn I just created because I had an extra character slot, because it came as part of the special edition Star Trek Online thing that I bought. So I do have other characters, but it's the humans I identify with, because oddly enough, despite what you guys might think, I'm human. So, yeah. I know a lot of people, they tend to pick something that they're not. Like, if my old friend, Brian, he used to pick anything but humans in any of these games just because humans are boring. They should lose. He says, you know, if we got invaded by aliens, I would defect and I would become a double agent for them and destroy humanity with them. And you know, like what are you thinking? Why would you do these things? So yeah, I understand in a way not wanting to play a human in a game like that. You want to do something fantastical and something out there. But even in Starfleet or Star Trek Armada and things like that, I try not to play the Borg too much or anything. I in a multiplayer game, I'll pick the Federation like every time. Well, maybe 95% of the time. If we've decided beforehand that we're going to do something else, that'll happen. But generally, I'm the Federation. Next is from Galvers. And while I'm reading these, I'm thinking, I got some dedicated fans that always comment on every one of my captain's logs. I always see the same names cropping up. I need new names, people. I want people that watch this and don't necessarily comment to comment. I would like to get to know you all. I mean, I love talking to the regulars, but I want to see more people. I want to hear from you guys. All right, so this one is from Galvers. Thank you, Captain, for your answer about the orbital defense. You missed the second part about the Breen attack, but that's nothing. I don't remember that second part of the question, and you didn't ask it again, and I never go back and check, because that's just the way it works. So if you want to know about the Breen attack, please message me again. So he goes on to say, I think the best example of how Earth orbit should look is in Star Trek Online. You enter the orbit, and there is, pardon my language, but shit tons of ships, both NPC and players around Starbase 1. It's great that you have specially designed ship with your surname as the class name, a dreadnought, a serious thing. I was always a more fan of smaller ships, destroyers, frigates, and scouts. Yeah, I agree with you about the Star Trek Online thing. I think that's very realistic and reminiscent of how Star Trek or Starfleet or Earth orbit would be. That many ships, I think they could traffic them a little bit better than in Star Trek Online, where everybody's kind of... But, yeah, I think that amount of busyness suits it perfectly. I really think it needs to be spread out more. I know you can fly to you can't even really go to the moon, though, because I tried flying to the moon and it didn't let me, and yeah. It'd be cool to actually fly by the moon and see, like, Tycho City and all this stuff that's on the moon up there. Lake Armstrong on a day like this. But you can't really see that in Star Trek Online, which sucks. They need to add that. You need to be able to beam down and walk around Lake Armstrong or something. I don't know. Also, what's on the other side of the planet? I mean, you can head off and you see the shipyards and stuff, and you can park your ship in there. I do that a lot and get some beauty shots of it. Great idea if you haven't done it, by the way. But there's nothing really, like, you think it would be spread out a little more around the planet. But yeah, I agree with you. Star Trek Online is pretty realistic as far as the density of ships and the traffic goes. Absolutely. Your next thing about the Dreadnought with my name on it. Now, it was originally named the USS Stuart Foley class. And as much as I love that, because my name's Stuart Foley, at the same time it doesn't quite sound right. So I talked to Cal about it. And I said, how about just the Foley class? And he goes, I'll do whatever you want. So I kind of need your guys' opinion. Because he said the Nimitz isn't named after, I forget the guy's first name. Oh my God, he's going to kill me. Yeah, but Cal said, yeah, the USS Nimitz isn't the such and such Nimitz. It's just the Nimitz class. And after he said that, he goes, I'll do whatever you want. I'll do the Foley class. I'm like, but then any Foley that reads the book can be like, that's about them. I kind of like having Stuart Foley on there. So now I'm kind of torn. What do you guys think? Should it be the USS or the Stuart Foley class of ships, or just the Foley class? Maybe the one that was designed by Cal, the original one that's going in the technical manual, can be the Stuart Foley class, and the variant with the wide body double hull configuration can be the Foley class? I don't know. I don't know how ship naming really works as far as class names go. If they could do that for a variant, probably not. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below, please. I really look forward to hearing those answers, because I don't know if Cal watches these. He says he does. We'll see. Cal, I'm testing you. If not, I will talk to you about it and let him know what you guys think, because I really value your opinions, and that's a good question for you guys. So, it's got another one from BS Dandrum 27. P.S. I'd literally pay you to make those LCARS displays. I really have no idea how to make them. You know what, Cal? Or, sorry. You know what, Dandrum? I don't either. They are generally just screensavers that I've done, that I'm using as screensavers, or they are videos. I use sometimes a screen capture software, upload a quick, record a quick video of a screensaver or whatever, and then upload it to YouTube, put it in a playlist. This one that's playing right now is my LCARS animations playlist. It's got every LCARS I've ever uploaded like that. They're also broken down into TOS LCARS displays, movie era LCARS displays, JJ LCARS displays, Alien LCARS displays. There's so many Next Generation, Nemesis era, things like that. So, and they're done like that specifically for when we do episodes on a certain ship. There's also an Axanar one. And what I've been starting to do lately, like if you notice, not all of them are animated, but most of the computer screens you'd see wouldn't be animated necessarily. So a lot of times I take LCARS and I'll bundle them together and just do like 10 to 15 second screenshots with the video capture of just a still frame, and then move it to the next one, like all TOS era. So it's like a rotating bridge display. Like this one here, it's just a static display. It's just a couple pictures of schematics, but when you put them together, they look good. They look like something that's just kind of scrolling through on a monitor. So that's how I do my LCARS. I have no idea how to make LCARS. I wish I did, because I have so many great LCARS ideas. I do kind of cut and paste LCARS together. Our displays in Trekyards, Samuel's done most of the LCARS outlines. I've done the movie. No, he did the movie era. I did the TOS one, which is one of my favorites. TOS was hard to do for him because I kind of have this visual in my head of how TOS LCARS should look, and it's not necessarily how you see it on screen. So he tried to make one, didn't turn out so well. So I redesigned it, and that's the one you see on like our Axanar specials, anything like the Dreadnought special, any of the TOS ones. The TOS displays designed by me, as is the 29th century relativity display that we used for our transporters. Was it transporters or communicators technology? I think it might have been both. But yeah, the 29th century display is also my LCARS. I can design them, but I can't draw them per se. I need to kind of cut and paste and stretch, and then it gets all pixely, and it's hard to do. It takes a lot of time and I don't have Photoshop. I mean, I need to get Photoshop, but I don't have it. All I use is Paint, believe it or not, to do that. So it's kind of difficult. But yeah, I love LCARS. LCARS are my thing. I love LCARS so much. I wish I knew how to make them. I wish I could be creative and design my own, but I draw a blank half the time. And as I said, for the Axanar one, it's basically just Axanar stills that have already been released, and some of them do have a watermark across them that says Axanar, but really at this distance, you guys can't see that. And this is just for the background anyway. And is this another static one? Yeah, this is another static one. So you got this one of the dorsal view of the ship, and then in a few seconds it goes to the side profile, and it looks like it's an actual scrolling LCARS, right? So, and then I have it on random, so I have this playlist, and this is just all of the eras and stuff in this one playlist for most of these. So that's how I handle my LCARS. So I hope that answers your question. I wish I could charge you money to make them, but I can't because I don't have a clue. So the next one is from Mark Fields. What do you think is your most prized Star Trek model? And by model, do you mean one that I've built or just one of my ships? Because as far as my most prized model that I built, that'd definitely be my 350 scale Enterprise, my 350 scale TOS Enterprise. The refit's behind this tree, all in pieces. It needs to still be built. I've been procrastinating on that for over a year now. I got to get it done. But anyway, so yeah, the TOS one is, as far as I built, is probably my favorite. Other than that, one of my favorites would have to be my Franklin Mint Pewter Enterprise, or the Franklin Mint 25th anniversary one, which is just a metal one. I've done reviews on these already, so go check out the Captain Foley reviews. You'll see these if you don't know what I'm talking about. So that's the first part of his question. And is there a ship out there that you would like a model of that you don't have or doesn't exist? Sort of. I would love a model, like a larger resin model, of an Andor class. This is the Andor class from FASA. Awesome little ship. There's a few different variations as far as secondary hull goes. There's one that has like an Excelsior secondary hull, which is nice and sleek and long and tapered really nicely. That looks really amazing. And a lot of you are going to be going, but Captain Foley, you don't like the Excelsior class. And that's absolutely 100% true. However, on the Andor class ship, that secondary hull looks amazing. So I would love an Andor class model. I would love one like 1/1000 scale. Like I said, the only one I have is that little miniature there. So, P.S. You, Stuart, and your second in command, Samuel, keep up the wonderful and totally awesome work. Watching all your videos is great therapy, especially after a hard day at work. Thank you. Well, thank you. We really like to hear that. We do put a lot of work into it, and we enjoy it mostly. Sometimes it's frustrating coming up with new ideas or how we're going to work a show or what we're going to do or when we're going to schedule things and trying to get all of our special guests, timings right, because Samuel's 5 hours ahead of me. Doug Drexler, Rick Sternbach, all of them are 3 hours behind me. So sometimes getting the time zones to line up as far as recording goes can be difficult. It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. Am I right? All right, next is from John Clark. Not sure about Canada, but in the US, we've got most of, if not all, of Star Trek on Netflix. Sadly, only The Next Generation is on Netflix in Canada, which pisses me off. We have something called Crave TV, but that's through Bell. So you can only buy that through Bell, except for it's starting in January. It'll be available to everyone. So that's like Netflix. You pay like $4 a month, and you get all the Star Trek series without no animated series or whatever. But I have them all on. I have Next Generation, remastered TOS, and the animated series on DVDs. Deep Space Nine, Voyager, and Enterprise we have on a portable hard drive. So yeah, we don't have it on Netflix here, sorry. I'm bouncing between Voyager, DS9, and Enterprise since I didn't pay attention to them when they aired. Then I'll revisit TOS and TNG. I actually prefer this over the channel where I'd have no control. But I wouldn't kick a dedicated channel off the TV. And thanks for your ornament tour from your previous episode. I'm hopefully buying the Enterprise C today. Well, I hope you do, because it is one of the best ones. It's so nice and shiny and bright. But in regards to your preferring a channel that you don't have any control over, I get it. I do. But at the same time, I don't. Perfect example. The WWE Network in the States is a on-demand service. So it's like Netflix. You pay for it, then you go on and you got to select what you want to watch. I have a real problem with that. I never know what to pick. I've got hundreds of DVDs upstairs, and I never know which movies to watch. I never know what to pick. So I actually prefer kind of scrolling through the TV and go, hey, that's on. I'm going to watch that because it's what's on right now. So the WWE Network in Canada is different than the US. They play a structured, this on at this time, this on at this time, this on at this time. I prefer that because then I don't really have a choice in the matter, so I kind of have to watch it. And it's like, I never would have thought to watch this. Cool, I'm going to watch it. And I really enjoy it. Sometimes it's frustrating. I'd like to have the option of both, where like they do have a structured schedule, but at the same time you can also go, screw that, I'm going to go pick, and you can scroll through and pick. That's what I would prefer, because there's the odd time you want to see a certain episode, obviously, right? But then again, there are episodes that I would never honestly watch or put in the DVD player or select from a playlist without, I would never watch them without them just being on. Does that make sense? Anyway, hope that answers your question. And I hope you get your Enterprise C. Captain Roxas. I just want to say Merry Christmas, Captain, and thank you for a whole year of Trekyards wonderment. Well, thank you, and I hope you have a great holiday season. Merry Christmas to you. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. All that stuff. I just want you guys to have a good holiday season, a good December. I don't care. Just be good to each other. Have a good time and be safe. Okay, the next one is from Simon Cordell. He says, Stuart, in answer to your Star Trek Online friend request question, the easiest way is to go on, press the O button, and it'll open up your social menu. And you just simply click into the Friends tab, and you can accept friend requests at your leisure. Hope you find this useful. Actually, Simon, it did. Yours was the comment that made me go, okay, I got to go in and check. Did it, accepted all my friends' requests, and got that sorted out. So thank you very much, Simon. It was very helpful. Much appreciated. Next is from Sky. I actually like the idea of having a dedicated Trekyards channel. It would probably make it a lot easier for people to find you guys on YouTube. I was quite a bit confused when I first stumbled on the Trekyards videos and then wanted to find the channel to subscribe. Typing in Trekyards didn't bring up any channels called Trekyards. Only downside would be you guys would have to re-upload all your videos. And then I commented back, I said, exactly, and lose all of our view counts. That's why that's never going to happen. Too much hassle, so you guys are just stuck with the good old Captain Foley. And to which she responded, yeah, I guess you probably needed to have done that from the start. Well, that was initially the suggestion. I wanted to start a new Trekyards channel. Samuel said, well, we'll just grow your brand. We'll just put it on there. You have quite a few followers already, and it's going to snowball. So what we've done, and I actually addressed this a little bit later, if you notice, the channel is now called Trekyards, not Stuart Foley or Captain Foley. It's Trekyards channel. We've changed the name. We've changed the description. It is officially the Trekyards channel. I'll still be uploading my captain's logs, my product reviews, things like that here. It's still going to be the same channel, essentially. Maybe one or two personal videos as well. But I apologize for those. If you don't like them, please just ignore them or skip them. But it's basically the same channel, but it's now branded Trekyards. It's got a Trekyards banner, Trekyards profile picture. So it makes it easier for you guys to find and for newcomers to find. So please share the word. We've even changed the URL. It's YouTube/Trekyards web series. For some reason, it wouldn't let us use just Trekyards. It said somebody had already taken it. We looked. There's nobody else. So I don't know what that means. So it's Trekyards web series after YouTube. So the next one is from Captain Lokiowa. Mon Captain. I think he means Mon Capitaine. In my opinion, you should go over your comments before you start your log, as some or most comments could be as a book long as my last comment was. I've been kind of doing that. With this one, I've been stopping between each one and reading the next one so that I know what's coming up. So, yes. Captain's prerogative, do what you want at your channel, your ship. This is about your model build videos. And sorry to hound you, but I really need this soon. Have you or Samuel looked at or viewed my 2D ship designs? I need your opinion so I can redesign them and add those opinions into my other ship designs. Why? Because I'm writing a story that would involve the sent ship designs. I haven't. And I don't know if Samuel has. Did you send them to trekyards@hotmail.com? If you did, it was probably viewed by Samuel, so it didn't show up as unread in on my end. So I'll need to go through and look for those. I apologize. No, I haven't, is the simple answer. Don't hate me. Try to get them to you soon, though, okay? Next one is from P. Giovanti Jr. As I mentioned on Facebook, I've been catching up on TOS during my recovery this week, and I have to say it's exactly what I needed. You're so right about it being campy, but I love that. It's almost like a soap opera in space. The tight close-ups when they get dramatic news, and the use of the main theme every single time they show the Enterprise is fantastic. It's true, and even the haze filter, the Vaseline on the lens for when they see a beautiful woman. Yeah, it is like a soap opera. It's very 60s oriented. So, next is from Starfleet Battles Addict, or SFB Addict. Some whiny little brats. The term you are looking for is SJW, Social Justice Warriors. True. Because of some SJW complaints, they aren't making any more of the slave Leias. He goes on to mention Galvers. Space is huge. Starships are tiny. What you see on screen is literally close-ups. Stuart's comment about the belt at 17 1708 in the video. You could stand on one asteroid in the densest part and look in all directions and not see another rock larger than your finger in any direction unless you had a telescope. And he goes on to say Starfleet battles phasers. Phaser 3 are defensive. Phasers 1 and 2 are starship offensive. Phaser 4 base station mounted, basically 4 times the strength of a Phaser 1. Thank you for clearing that up. That was in regards to Starfleet battles phasers. Then there are the X-Tech phaser overloads, 50% more damage. Thank you. I should have asked you, Starfleet Battles Addict. You should know with your name and all. Next is from Flame4564. Star Trek Online question. If you got a new ship, would you be tempted to name the next ship USS Chernobyl? No. Last thing I want is a ship that's going to end up being a natural disaster, crashing into a planet, destroying its ecosystem. No. Bad luck, methinks. Next is from Joseph Bryant. Hello, Captain. Have you seen the pictures of the new Renegade ship? If so, what do you think of it, and who do you think would use it? The crew of the Icarus, Section 31, Starfleet, or a completely new faction? I don't think I've seen it, to be honest. I got to talk to Scott Nakada and take a look at it. So I honestly can't answer that question right now. Sorry, my throat's getting really dry, guys. Please give the confusion in my last comment. At the end of your episode on the NX Refit, you posted a screenshot on the next episode where you just happened to be showing the cover of one of the Romulan War novels. I mistakenly believed that this would be the subject of that episode. Still a great episode. Enterprise is my second favorite Trek series, and will watch every episode you do on a ship from that era. Good to hear. You should know, too, then we just announced Tommy Kraft's Star Trek Horizons project, or Star Trek Horizon project. On Trekyards yesterday. Check it out. If you don't know what Star Trek Horizon is, you're going to love it because it's Enterprise era based on the Romulan War. Check it out. We're going to be having more videos or interviews with Tommy Kraft about that in the future, so stay tuned. So we're down to just 2 more comments, guys. We're almost at the end of this, so thank you for hanging in there. This is from Enterprise H. About the new series being set in the JJ-verse. Doesn't CBS own the rights to the television rights, while Paramount owns the movie rights? Yes, I just actually went into that earlier, but thank you. I really hope that you're going back to I really hope we're not going back to the TOS times. I don't want a reboot where technically all the same civilizations and species exist, but we have to rediscover them. If CBS is really smart, they'd make Star Trek Online canon, or not canon, so the game will remain relevant after the new series airs. TCAT would make for a good, evil, semi-omnipotent Q. Then on TOS, I recently saw Starbase 11. This was probably the only instance where we got to see a Federation architect on the outside in the prime timeline. And it got me thinking, would you play a Star Trek city building game where you basically build new colonies and fight off a few Breen, Ferengi, or Orion privateers at most? I know fighting is more exciting, but the Star Trek franchise seems like the one of the few who would be able to pull a more relaxed game off. Yes, there is kind of a game like that. It was back in the 80s called Star Trek New Worlds. It was a colony building game. You got to colonize planets and build your colony and fight off, Klingon ground forces and stuff that are trying to. Yeah. So, yeah, I'd play it. I think it'd be interesting. You need to have the fight element in a game, though, I think. If you do a civilization kind of game, I guess. I don't know. There's a few more comments on that one, but I'm not going to get into it too much. So, let's just move on to the last question and get this knocked out, shall we? Daniel McCool. I'm going to be working on the Reliant A from Robert McConnell's video, USS Reliant, A Fateful Ship. Once I get images from him, I will get started on it and try to have it done by the end of the year. Sorry about the first comment about you being crazy in the last videos. I will try to get the file to you. Did you call me crazy? I don't remember. Anyway, that is it for those. Like I said, there are things that I need to talk to you guys about, so let's get to it. First of all, Star Wars on Thursday. Today is Monday, so looking forward to that. I get to see it a day early, so my next Captain's Log, I'll be talking about it. So just be warned. I don't know if there'll be spoilers. If there will, I'll warn you ahead of time. Next, a gentleman named Claudio from Austria. He has started doing some 3D printing with his new 3D printer, and he printed an Enterprise model, and he was asking my advice as far as painting. Now, for TOS Enterprise, I used Tamiya color AS18. It's kind of a gray, but it's got a little tint of green in it, which is very similar to the TOS Connie hull. That's what I use for all my TOS Connies now. So I hope that answers your question. As for the Bizarre Collectors metallic red fire engine, or not fire engine, it's stoplight red metallic, I believe. Yeah, indeed it is. It's Model Master. You can't really read it on there, but it's stoplight red metallic. So I hope that helps you out, Claudio. As for the other, just dark grays, light ghost grays, things like that, for the vents and all the other stuff. If you have any specific questions, let me know. But thank you very much for your video, by the way. And I love the 3D printing. As for what you should print next, maybe you should do an Andor class, because I would love to see an Andor class. So I got my first sci-fi block, which is actually the second sci-fi block. Did an unboxing of it. It was really good, and surprisingly enough, it didn't get as many views as the nerd block or the loot crate that I absolutely hated. So I don't know. The view counts are funny, but yeah, the sci-fi block was really good. That's where I got that Tribble screen cleaner up there, or ornament. Really good. If you haven't checked it out, go check out the December 2015 sci-fi block unboxing by Captain Foley. So yeah, like I said, we changed the look and name of the YouTube channel. It is now the Trekyards YouTube channel. Officially, it has got the official Trekyards banner and profile picture, and it is your new home for Trekyards. However, it's still going to be the same channel. I'm still going to have my Captain's reviews, my Captain's logs, my supplementals, my model builds, things like that. It's still going to all be on here. I might start off a second channel, but I don't know if I should do that or not. I don't really want to rebuild all the followers, so who knows. So as far as the Foley class design, or the Stuart Foley class design, there is the person that designed the original one was Cal Schnatz Jr. He designed it for the New Technical Manual, which is officially a licensed CBS book that's coming out soon. There will be 250 copies signed by William Shatner, hard print. It's a trade paperback format, but it's also going to be PDF. So once we get the Trekyards store up and running, the PDF is going to be sold. I don't know how it's going to work with the hard copies, but we might sell some of those. But like I said, there's going to be some special editions from William Shatner signed. There's also going to be Trekyards special editions of the book, which I don't know what that is going to entail yet. Trekyards is mentioned in the regular technical manual. You'll see my and Samuel's names crop up a few times, as well as the Trekyards patch. We have our own kind of division as far as the book goes, so it's going to be cool. Stay tuned for that, guys. But anyway, the variant of my Foley class, the double bayed wide body one, was designed and done by John Ariel Robert Baranowski. He basically took Cal's picture, Photoshop manipulated it a bit, and sent it to me. So it's got the wide body look at the front. I kind of like the look. So does Cal, actually, the original designer. However, because of the Dreadnought configuration and dynamics, it wouldn't work for a Dreadnought. So Cal's coming up with a backstory about why it wasn't used, but we're gonna have two models built of it in 3D, so we'll have both of those for a Trekyards episode on that ship in the future, so stay tuned for that. And like I said, the original one is going to be in the technical manual, but I need your help. Is it going to be called the Foley class or the Stuart Foley class? Foley class has a nicer ring to it, I think. Stuart Foley sounds kind of clunky, but at the same time, it makes it distinctively mine. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Like I said, it is being modeled by Horatio, and those 3D tutorials are going to be on the Trekyards page as they come. So other than that, I just saw the new Star Trek Beyond trailer early in German. I got a nice German translation from Claudio, my friend there, so I know kind of what's going on. I'm going to be seeing that on Thursday because it's supposed to be screened with Star Wars, so I'll be seeing the English version of it, so I'll have more to talk about on that. It looks interesting, but it looks action-packed, and, you know, I don't know, didn't feel Star Trek to me. What can I say? Other than that, I've just been having my ass kicked by depression, especially yesterday was really bad. And I apologize. I did post on Facebook. My status was just feeling depressed, and I got a lot of comments and, you know, worried about you, Captain, cheer up kind of thing from all you guys. So I really appreciate all that. And yeah, this morning too, I was really, really down, and I thought, screw it, I'm just gonna make a captain's log and get this stuff out. I mean, I had lots of comments, I had lots to talk to you guys about. It's now all done. I feel better. Hopefully I've helped you out and answered your questions. And Claudio, hopefully you can get that Tamiya paint to paint your 3D little Enterprise. So anyway, guys, I think that's it for now. I gotta wrap this up. It's getting kind of long. So hope you enjoyed the new ornaments on the tree. Take my little phaser and point to it. There's the Romulan there, right there, and the little Tribble up there. Yeah, that's my little laser pointer phaser. Anyway, thank you for tuning in, guys. I will see you before Christmas, probably a few times. As far as Trekyards goes, there's another fan design mission briefing today. Yeah, it's exciting stuff coming up. USS Titan with Sean Turanjo is filmed. It'll be up this Saturday, I believe, was the plan. Another top 10 on Thursday. Yeah. Regular mission briefing on Wednesday. I don't know what else to say. There was something I was going to say, but I can't remember what it is. Oh yeah, because it's December, we do have a special Trekyards treat for you for Christmas Day. I'm not going to give too much. I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's just there's going to be a video released on Christmas Day for you guys to enjoy after you've opened all your presents and you're sitting there with your new fancy gizmos and gadgets, and you can like enjoy a Trekyards episode and hopefully do a Trekyards marathon on Christmas Day. Just put it on, make your family watch it. That's just the way it's got to be. They're going to be playing with their stuff anyway. They'll just subconsciously learn about starships, and I think that's the way to go. No, maybe, I don't know. All right, I don't have anything else to talk about, I don't think. I probably do. I'm going to forget like 15 things. As soon as I stop recording this and start editing it together, I'm going to be like, damn it, I didn't talk about that. But then it just goes on the list for next time. So anyway, stay tuned for that. It should be probably next week. I'll have another captain's log, I think. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, live long and prosper. Be good to each other. Have a happy holiday season. And be safe. From Captain Foley and Trekyards. See you next time. Keep on trekking, guys.